Obviously, the objective in learning to use a tactical flashlight is because darkness provides great cover for the bad guys that are trying to create problems for us, and we'll need a flashlight to be able to clearly identify the target and identify the threat. So we're going to use two methods, and the objective in practicing this skill is so that you illuminate your target quickly and you're able to get accurate hits on the target. And the secondary effect is it may temporarily blind the person trying to cause you problems. So it'll mess up their plan while enhancing your ability to protect yourself. So first we're going to go through how the flashlight works. So Jeff, if you want to grab your flashlight. And with these tactical flashlights, we found a very effective way to hold them is like an ice pick. You just got to wrap your four fingers around it, your thumb on top, and you hold it close to your chest. But by depressing the button on the back part way, it'll temporarily activate the light. As soon as you release your thumb, the light goes out. And some of these lights are adjustable. You can use bright, dim, or strobe, or some other weird setting. It's best if you're using it for a tactical light to illuminate threats is that first press should be the brightest setting. You probably want to set it up that way. So the first method we're going to learn is called the Harry's method. And lo and behold, this is a 5-step process. So the Harry's method is where you kind of lock your hands together. So what you do in the Harry's method is go ahead and get your pistol out at the ready. And then you the first step is to bring your flashlight hand underneath your gun hand and lock your wrists together. You're using isometric tension to kind of hold them together. And then
yeah, go ahead and use your finger gun when you practice with your.
And then step 2 is, as you keep those wrists locked together, keep your finger indexed and extend out towards the target, towards the threat. And you'll see Jeff, he's got the pistol down because he hasn't activated the light yet, so he hasn't clearly identified the threat or the target. You want to make sure that you light your target and clearly identify your threat before you point a pistol at it. So he's actually at a low ready, pointing down at the ground in front of the threat.
But with that, you can still rotate your flashlight up.
That's correct, yeah. And then on step 3, once you're extended, you do activate your flashlight, you rotate your wrist up and you illuminate the threat. Step 4, you aim, take your shot. Step 5, you deactivate the flashlight by letting go with your thumb, and while keeping your wrists locked together, you bring the gun back to the ready position. Okay, so you want to go through that one more time for him? Just kind of the smooth progression of steps. Okay, step 1, move the flashlight underneath. Step 2, lock your wrists and extend. Step 3, illuminate the target. Step 4, take your shot. Step 5, deactivate and pull your hands back to the low ready, keeping the wrists locked together. Now there's a critical safety point to keep in mind, and it's the order of bringing your hands out and together, where you notice where we always have Jeff start with the gun out in the ready and then bring the flashlight under it. You really want to avoid bringing that flashlight hand out first, and then you end up sweeping your wrist. Go ahead and show them that. If you bring your flashlight out first, you end up sweeping your wrist, your arms, you may hurt yourself. And that's obviously something you'd like to avoid. Now, the second method is called the FBI method, and this is where we don't use the hands together, we keep them separated. So, gosh, 5 steps. What do you know? This works great. It's easy to count. Don't have to worry about more than these 5 fingers. All right. So start again with the pistol in the ready position. And then step 1 is to take your flashlight hand, which is held at your chest, and a kind of an ice pick grip to start with. That's again a safety position for your hand, so when your gun's out in the ready position, you're not going to sweep the flashlight hand. Okay, raise your flashlight hand up and then out for step 1. Step 2, illuminate your threat, and you may need to rotate your wrist a little bit in order to actually put the light on the threat. Step 3, aim the gun and take your shot. Step 4, flashlight back to your chest. Deactivate and bring it back to your chest. And step 5 is you bring the gun back to the ready position. You want to go through that one real quick too? Nice smooth flow. I'm just going to count and have you go through it. So step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4, and step 5.